Our guest today is someone who has a lot of great virtues. I know William only a little bit because of a little interview I did with her about The Office. She's a huge Office fan, as you know. But I know her to be creative. I know her to be compassionate. I know her to be thoughtful and kind and passionate and fiery. And she certainly is inspiring to a lot of people that follow her. And so I'm really lucky to have her on the show. Thanks, Phineas, for hooking it up. Let's see if I can find her on the thing. Here she is. Boom.
Waiting for William Eyelash. Connecting.
Rain.
Williamity. Wimothy. How are you?
I'm so good. How you doing, Rain?
Thanks for doing this little weird show.
Dude, I'm like nervous up in here.
Hey, your brother told me that I really intimidate you. Now, do I intimidate you more than John Krasinski?
Oh, I've never met him, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably more, honestly.
Yes. I'm in a constant competition to Krasinski, and I'm gonna rub that in his face. He'll never forget that. I am more intimidating to Billie Eilish than he is. Thanks for coming on the show. As you know, Hey There Human is about celebrating human beings, sharing a common connection. I interview random people from all over the internet on the show, wherever they are. I've interviewed people in Poland and India and Brazil and everywhere. And I bring on guests to talk about this really difficult, crazy time. And I just want to ask how you're doing. And I know, Billie, that you've talked before about mental health stuff. You've talked about anxiety. It's something that you and I share. I went through a period of time when I had really crippling anxiety attacks. And I know you've talked about some of those before in the press. And just wondering how you're doing and what you're doing besides watching The Office, or we could talk about that in a little bit. What are you doing to survive and take care of yourself and stay grounded and connected during these difficult times?
Well, I just finished watching The Office for a 15th time.
Oh,
2 days ago.
William, it's time to move on. It's time to move on to another show. Really, please.
I have tried, okay? And I can't do anything about it. Why I'm I don't know. But yeah, this is the 15th time, and every time I hit that episode that says finale, I'm always like, God damn it. Oh, there's a puppy in here. Come up here, baby.
Who's up in there?
There's a puppy. This is my new puppy. Come up here.
Let me see the puppy.
Come up
Show
here.
us a puppy. By the way,
Oh.
you dropped the phone under the couch. By
Wait,
the way, viewers, you literally dropped it under the couch. So now we know what underneath Billie Eilish's couch looks like. Puppies and dogs are a great way to reduce anxiety and stress. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my. Is that one part blue nose pit?
Yep. Look at that face.
That's what I have. I have 2 blue nose pits.
Do you? No way.
Yeah.
What?
Now,
can we have a dog play date?
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder where my dogs are here. I'll bring them in if they're around.
Let me see.
Hey, are there any dogs over here? Poe, are you over there? I think they're not here. I think they're in my wife's office right now.
What did you say your dog's name was? Poe?
Poe and Diamond. Now, was this one rescue? What's the story? What's your puppy's name?
His name is Shark, and he is, it's funny, I totally skipped over your question, and I'm just gonna roll with it.
No, we'll go puppy first. That's more important. And then coping through quarantine is second. So
well, I mean, it is part of it, because the day that we got sent home from tour to start this whole being at home thing, that was the 14th of March, and that night I hit up Angel City Pits, which is a pit bull rescue place, and I was like, because they just gotten a new litter of a bunch of puppies that needed a bunch of fosters, and I was like, hi, can I help? And then the whole thing was I was just gonna foster them, and then make sure that they got homes and whatever, and I got very attached to this baby, so I made a
baby
mistake.
shark. So you were supposed to foster Shark and find Shark another home, but you kept.
I did.
It's a boy. Is Shark a boy?
It's
or
a
girl?
boy. He is 3 months old currently.
Oh my God, that's so adorable. I did the same thing. So that's another thing we have in common is my wife and I fostered Diamond and then just fell in love with her so much. And she's been in our family now for 2 years. So
cute.
Yeah.
I want to see when they come in the room. I want to see them.
Blue nose pits can be pretty intense. They can be aggressive. So careful.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah. A Poe is a sweetheart and will lick your face off, but if there's another dog that shows any aggression, Poe will leap for his neck. I'm not kidding. There's just leap for the jugular. So let's go to the previous topic.
Yeah.
What have you been thinking or looking at or working on in quarantine to help with coping and surviving and thriving?
I've just been kind of the first half of this actually was really nice for me, and I'm not trying to discredit anybody's agony for how hard it's been for some people, but I gotta be honest, the first half of this was very freeing for me because I haven't really had time off at all in 4 years, so it was nice, and it was raining, and so there wasn't anything weird going on. I don't know, it was very calming, and because I was fostering the puppies, I didn't really have time to think about the craziness that was going on. It was a really good distraction, and I think distractions are a really, really big part of coping and getting through stuff. So it was a big thing of puppies and making cookies and stuff, and then
puppies and cookies,
man. Good. But I think a lot of people, for a lot of this, it's been very uninspiring to create, for me at least, and I've talked to people that agree with me on that, and it's just I don't know, at least the beginning was just I did not want to make a thing. I was not creative. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to make music. I didn't want to write anything. And luckily that kind of switched, and I got to making some stuff, and I made a bunch of stuff. I saw some fucking article that was Billie Eilish wrote an entire song in its entirety during quarantine, and I was
I did?
Way to make me look fucking stupid, the fuck? And I saw a million posts. It became a whole meme that was yeah, and Kanye West made 3 beats per day for 2 summers or some shit, and I was listen, if I saw that headline, I would write the same thing. I would try to pwn it too. So anyway, it's been a mix of trying to create and trying to take advantage of this time, because as much as it's horrible, it's kind of a once in a lifetime period of time right now, and I don't know, it's also 2 days go by and I'm happy and I'm doing my thing and I'm feeling good, and then it's one night I'm oh, this is real. So what can you do?
Any tips for viewers or listeners on kind of dealing with the stress and anxiety and unsurety of this time?
Jeez, I wish I could say something more, but I think patience is really important right now. And I think
did you hear my thing about the family virtues guide?
Yes, I did. I've been watching this live since you started it 18 minutes ago.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And for those who are just tuning in, who are Billie fans, this is at soulpancake. It's a company I co-founded for inspiring, uplifting media. We make stuff that matters. It's a participant media company, and this is a show we've been doing every day during the quarantine called Hey There Human, connecting human beings. I interview random human beings from the internet. But patience, you were mentioning, is one of the virtues in here. Something we can cultivate and nurture, right?
For sure.
So is that kind of what you're saying, is to nurture patience?
100%. And I also would say, you know, you were talking about how you went through a phase of having really bad anxiety and some depression. And I would say that when anybody's asked me about how I went through that and I got through that stage of my life with a lot of depression, it was the only thing that I've ever felt isn't bullshit coming out of my mouth when I answer that question is just patience, like just having patience in yourself and with the world. And it's weird, you wouldn't think how strong it can be, but it's really important, and it makes a big difference. And especially right now, all we can do is wait. You know, the only thing that's going on right now is time. So it's, you know,
Right.
You know, it's also not that hard to stay home. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, for anyone. Yeah, I drove by. My wife and I are moving in this summer, and had to run an errand, and there was some muffler shop or something like that, and it had a big banner in front, and it said like, "This too shall pass." And you know, I've heard that before, and it's a cliche thing, but even just like reading that banner on the muffler shop, like my anxiety kind of went, yes, this is going to pass. We don't know how long or how, what's going to change on the other side, but this kind of time of just not knowing we're going to get through that. And that's what's so hard for me, is like the not knowing. Like if I knew like everything's shut down till August 15th, and then everything is going to be fine, and we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to move forward then, however X, Y, and Z are going to change, I'm like, okay, I can handle that. But for me, it's just that buzz in the air of the not knowing that's so challenging.
I know. It's rough. I mean, I feel like human beings live off of knowing what's coming next. You know, I feel like a lot of people don't do things because they don't know the outcome. And I mean, that's like the most common thing I feel like in people is just, I don't want to do it because I'm not sure how it's going to end, you know? And I fully agree with you. And also that sentence is too good. I love that it got you in that moment, because it gives
just driving down the 101, and then it kind of hit me, and it, literally my shoulders went down like 2 inches, and just but you know, let's get to some more important stuff here, because I got some Dwight trivia for you.
Oh,
it's gonna kick your ass. It's gonna kick your ass, Eilish. Ready? Here we go. Let's see what you got. What is the name of the book Dwight purchases for information on hosting a garden party? And who is the author?
You need to leave the room, Mom. I'm focusing.
What?
You need to leave the room. I'm focusing.
Mom.
I'm focusing.
Sorry.
What is this? Oh. Mom. Before I answer this, my mom came in here with this written on a piece of paper, and it says, "Helping others helps." Signed, Maggie Baird.
It's true. Helping others does help. Thank you, Maggie.
Well, you know, she's watching this in the other room.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay.
That's
anyway,
sweet.
Let me answer
Thank you, Maggie.
So Jim's garden party book for Dwight is, I know that it's by James Trickington. Right?
Good, because it's a 2-part question. Excellent.
Yes, and then the name of it, it's like I think it's like a very plain name. It's like,
yes.
Isn't it like literally how to throw a garden party 101 or some shit?
Yeah,
Like
it's very close. The ultimate guide to throwing a garden
party. That's right. The ultimate guide. See, so I wasn't far off. I was not
you
far
were
off.
very close. Very close. What can 1,000 Shroot Bucks be redeemed for?
Oh, wow. You're going so deep into this.
Well, I'm not. 15 times. 15 times. You should know these.
Repeat the question.
Oh, please. You don't
Repeat it. Repeat
what
the
can
question.
1,000 Shroot Bucks be redeemed for?
Oh my God.
Okay, we got to move on.
No. What's interesting about this is that if I was to watch that episode, I could probably like recite the lines of that scene.
Right.
But then for like when you phrase it differently, it's confusing. So 1,000 Shroot Bucks can be redeemed for. Oh. $1.
No. 5 extra minutes of lunch break.
Fuck. This is so embarrassing.
Who used to sit at Dwight's desk?
Packer.
Yes. What 2 instruments does Dwight play on the show?
He plays guitar and ukulele.
Wow.
What you mean? You do play
whiffed,
ukulele.
You whiffed that. I never played ukulele.
Oh my God.
What did he play green sleeves on?
Okay.
Green sleeves.
Oh. Was it a recorder or a flute?
Recorder.
Well, I think the ukulele was in my brain because Pam says I thought his ukulele skills would transfer. That you thought your ukulele skills would transfer when you're playing guitar.
I don't even remember that.
You don't even know what scene I'm talking about.
I think you made that up.
I did.
What are 3 of the weapons that Dwight is hiding around the office?
So there's a star-shaped thing under something.
Yep.
And
that's a shuriken throwing star. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. And then I know that there's like a bow and arrow under the couch.
Okay.
That Jim pulls out and puts in that box.
Right.
And there's something hidden in the toilet.
Right.
What's it called? The top of the toilet.
The back of the toilet, right?
Yeah.
Where the water is.
And you have pepper spray in your drawer.
Yes, pepper spray and blow dart, taser, boomerang, nightstick, brass knuckles, samurai sword. What is the security phrase that Dwight requires the office to use when he becomes manager?
The tea in Nepal is very hot, but the coffee in Peru is much hotter.
Very good. Very good.
Keep going.
And finally, what kind of car does Dwight drive?
Wow. Wow. It's a little red. Andy drives an X-Earth.
Xterra, yeah.
Yeah. And you drive... Oh, God. You talk about it in the elevator. Damn! Now I'm on the spot. I'm so embarrassed. Fuck.
So it was a 1987 Pontiac Trans Am. I think you need to watch the show a 16th time. And I think you need to get ready for some more.
No, but you want to know something, though? Since the interview I did with you about the quiz.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it, I, note things now.
Are you taking mental notes or actually jotting
because I'm
down?
I never know when he's going to quiz me again. And I can't embarrass myself like I did when I couldn't answer that Nellie's ex-boyfriend was a magician. I knew that. God.
It's hard. Under pressure, it's really hard. It's very, that's what she said. Sorry. So, boom. And tell me one thing. I have another question for you. You presaged this entire event. Do you know the word presaged? I'll explain it to you later.
I don't.
It's a preview, a premonition. You wore a mask to the Grammys. I was just realizing that 3 months before the quarantine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conspiracies out there, but I don't know that Billie Eilish, having started the coronavirus, is one of them. So maybe we need to get something like that going.
Shut up. I've been wearing masks as a fashion element for years and years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not, I have an entire drawer of them. So I'm doing good. When I go out, I'm good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well,
you want some, I got you.
That's what inspired you to have a mask as a fashion accessory?
It's just another place for an accessory. That's just kind of my thing is I don't, there's always another place for an accessory. You can always wear a hat or a bandana or an earring or a face mask or a scarf or the more accessories, the more satisfied I feel. When I don't for instance, that outfit at the Grammys, I wouldn't have felt comfortable without a mask.
That's fantastic. So I got some other accessories that you could try,
Oh
and I
yeah?
haven't seen you in. One, earmuffs.
Oh.
Two, a monocle, like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah,
Think about it.
for sure.
Also, what about a tri-cornered hat? You know, like the founding fathers in Hamilton.
Listen, let's go.
Can I speak to your stylist about some of these
Sure,
potential
sure.
options?
Yeah, let her know. Let her know.
Okay, excellent. Um, young William, do you have any final thoughts or questions for me before I let you go on about your day to play with Shark and with Maggie?
Well, I want to say thank you for having me on this. I'm incredibly honored to ever speak to you ever.
Oh, come
I
on, you
love
silly
you.
goose.
So,
Oh, that's very
uh,
sweet. Thank you.
but also, to everybody watching, be patient with yourself, with the world. Um, you know, we're all healing, even though every situation is relative. Somebody's always going through something worse than you. Somebody's always doing better than you. And it doesn't matter because you are important and how you feel is important. And that's how I feel. And yeah, it's a weird time. So it's okay to not get anything done. And it's okay to want to get a bunch of stuff done. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just make sure that you are maintaining your happiness and strength as a person. So that's all I
Well,
guess.
that is beautifully and profoundly said, and that is a great sentiment to share. That's exactly what people needed to hear. So, thank you for your wisdom. I know you're like 11, but you're so wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
I hope to talk to you later and give my love to your wonderful family, to Maggie and your dad, and to Phineas, and hope to see you sometime. And maybe our dogs can have a play date. Although I think Poe would probably go for Shark's jugular, and that would not be pretty.
For sure. Thank you for having me, Rain. Have a
All
good
right, William. Take care. Nice talking to you. Have a great day.
I will. You too. All right. Bye.
Peace. Goodbye.